Hare Krishna. Thank you very much. Let's pray to their lordships before we start. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Let's pray together. Krishnaya Vasudevaya Nandanaya Nandagopakumaraya Govindaya Namo Namah. Om Ajnanatirandhasya Jnananjanasalakaya Chakshurunmilitam yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Krishnaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamini Namine. Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Prachari Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Paschata Desatare Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya eva ca Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama Hare Krishna. So, I'd like to welcome all of you to a wonderful special session. We have Dasara coming up, 9-10 days. So let's prepare ourselves for this wonderful auspicious festival that is coming up. So it is mentioned that how an intelligent person should spend his time. They said, Prata Dyuta Prasangam, Madhyane Stri Prasangam, Ratro Stri Prasangena, Kalo Dhimati Rachati. So what does it mean? It is saying that the intelligent person, early in the morning, he speaks about gambling. In the daytime, he speaks about the woman. And in the night, they talk about the thieves. Is that true? So, Prata Dyuta Prasangam. What does that mean? Dyuta. What is that famous Dyuta? Dyuta means gambling. What was the famous gambling match that had happened? Yes, Mahabharata, that Asatsava. Right? That was a turning point in one way. Right? And that really led to narration of Bhagavad Gita. So yes, early in the morning, we should prepare ourselves by hearing Bhagavad Gita. And in the daytime, we should speak about Stri Prasanga. Stri Prasanga means how Mother Sita was really taken by Ravan, and then how Lord went to this Lanka to take Mother Sita from there. So similarly, our self, we are really somehow entrapped with the 10 senses, this karmendriyas and jnanendriyas. We are not able to do our bhakti. So yes, we should read Ramayana during the daytime. And it's very appropriate at the noon. Right? We are reading Ramayana today. Madhyane, Madhyane, during the noon time, we should read Ramayana. And the Ratro, Chaura Prasanga. Who is that famous thief? Anybody knows that we should talk about? Yes. Chauragra Ganyam Purisam Namami. Yes, he is that famous butter thief, Makhan Chor, Chitta Chor. He not only steals the butter, but also he steals the heart of his devotees also. So that's why his name is Hari. What is the meaning of Hari? His name is Hari. Like, yes, Hari, Harai, right? Like, to take, to steal, right? Of course, there are so many meanings of Hari. It is mentioned that Nana Arthe, Hari Sabde Nana Arthe, Dui Mukhyatam. And the meaning of Hari, there are so many, but there are two main things. What are they? Sarva Amangala Hare. What is it? Please repeat. Sarva Amangala Hare. He takes away all our inauspicious things from our heart. He takes away all the obstacles from our heart. Sarva Amangala. Right? So he takes away all the obstacles from our heart, all the inauspicious from our heart. And Prem Diya Hareman. And he gives us that love. And he gives us the supreme, pure, unadulterated, uninterrupted love unto the Supreme Lord and his devotees. So he is the Lord Hari. Yes. Now we should remember Lord Hari's pastimes, Lord Krishna's pastimes, Srimad Bhagavatam. That's why our Srila Prabhupada, our founder Acharya, I used to say that every night before we go to bed, we should read Krishna book. We should read Krishna book. We take a warm cup of milk and then we should sleep. And then we'll get a dream of Krishna. Otherwise, we get so many other dreams. Before we go to bed, we should read Krishna's pastimes. So, yes, and especially we are here today to discuss something from Ramayana. It's Ramayana. It's a nectarian ocean. Is Sindhu, Karuna Ras. It's filled with like so many beautiful pastimes, so many beautiful personalities, like, so beyond our even capacity or capability to glorify Lord Ram and Mother Sita, but for our purification and for the pleasure of all the devotees here, we'll share something. Especially thanks to our Ramanand Sagar ji. We know little bit, but hardly you will find anybody, especially in India, who does not know Ramayana. Is there anyone? At least we know something here and there. Because it is said that Sita Ram Charita Ati Pavan Madhura Surasa Ati Man Bhavan. Like everybody, it's tuned into those, early days of our life, especially at our age, elder age. We used to glued into this TV, Doordarshan, to watch Ramayana. And I was like, Puni Puni kitna suna hai. Like, as much as you like to hear, फिर भी प्यास बुझत ना बुझाए. Like, still our desire to hear doesn't cease. That's why it is said that Tadev ramyam ruchiram navam navam Tadev saswan manaso mahotsavam Tadev sokan avasoshanam nunam Yad uttama sloka yasanungiyate. The more we hear Tadeva ramyam ruchiram navam navam, the more we hear, we get newer and fresher realizations. Right? Yes, maybe the story remains same, but it really goes deeper and deeper into our heart. And we get more and more enlivened, enlightened, enchanted by this beautiful pastimes. Tadeva Saswan Manaso Mahotsavam. And as much as you hear, it's like a festival for us. This is the true festival. True festival means hearing the glories of the Lord and His devotees. Tadeva Sokar Navasoshanam Brunam. And then by hearing this beautiful pastimes of the Lord and His devotees, all our Soka Sagar, we have ocean of miseries. We have ocean of tears that gets dried up with this hearing of Ramayana. Some might be thinking, whenever maybe one glass of tears that I might have said. We don't know how many millions of lifetimes we have been shedding tears for so many reasons, right? And all that gets washed away, dried up by hearing this Ramayana. Yad uttama sloka yasa anugyate. Whenever there is a fame of the Lord's chanted and heard, and it is a so deep effect that we might not realize it, but it really goes deep within. One time, there's a very nice story, right? Our acharyas were telling that what a very nice conversation. Let's bring our samsaya. Everybody remember samsaya? Right? Who is that samsaya? He has a lot of doubts. He has a lot of doubts. Why should we do this or that? So he's having a question here. He's saying, okay, you are talking about following this festival, following this ritual, following this religious system. But we have heard that by following this religious system, it is the reason for war. Like whatever now we see, the war is happening in some parts. It's all because of some religion. Somebody saying, this religion. Somebody saying that religion. Isn't it because of all the war is religion? What do you say? Huh? Sometimes we think that so because of whatever happening in different parts of the world, unfortunately. So how do you answer? How do you answer them? Okay. First, let's try to understand. Now, for us, once we talk about festival, right? Festival means मजा आना चाहिए, है ना? Party होना चाहिए, गरबा होना चाहिए, right? And so nowadays, if you see, many pandals that will go, they put Lord into one corner and they put big, um, what is that? Melodies and dance and drama, right? What is all, just enjoy, Madi. Isn't it? Right? Is it festival is meant to, just for our personal enjoyment? What do you say? How many of you say so? Just festival means, enjoy, Madi. So, Srila Prabhupada gives a very nice story. One time, one gentleman was walking the road and he saw that there were two persons. One person was digging a hole, another person was really filling the hole. And this gentleman who was walking by, he didn't understand. What are you doing? Right? One of you digging, another is filling the hole. Right? And then out of curiosity, he asked, what are you doing? Could you please tell us? And then said, yes, we are on a divine purpose. We are doing something wonderful. We are serving the society. How? You see, we are here to plant the trees. I am digging the hole, and there was a second person who was supposed to put the seed, and third person was supposed to put the mud once again. But somehow the second person has taken off. But still, we are continuing our duty. You are understanding? We are doing our duties. Right? Oh, I'm taking care of my family duties. I'm taking care of my social duties. I'm taking care of so many duties. How do you think that and how do you say that, and I'm irresponsible, I'm doing this or that. Oh, I'm celebrating Ganpati also. I'm bringing Ganpati. I'm going to, Ma Durga's pandal also. I go and dance. I do also do this and that. Then how do you say that? How do you say it? Is it not? That's a true celebration. What is really missing? The essence is missing, right? The essence is one. Whichever festival you talk about, whichever festival you talk about, or even Independence Day for that matter also. Right? Independence Day is really we are kind of paying our gratitude to the soldiers, right? Or we talk about, let's say, Janmashtami. We remember the sacrifice of Vasudeva and Devaki. Once you really talk about Ram Navami, right? We remember the sacrifice of Dasarath. We remember the sacrifice of Lakshman, Bharat, Shatrugna, and Mother Sita, right? And what love Lord Ram had for his citizens, right? Or we talk about any festival or Diwali, right? Like it's coming up. We remember, right? What all the Vanar Senas, with whatever they can do, they had really approached Lanka, and they had really, with selfless desire, they went ahead with Lord Ram, right? And we remember there's so many other beautiful pastimes we'll hear. Or you talk about even other religions also, right? It's all about sacrifice, right? But then we have forgotten those sacrifices of the Lord and His devotees. Nowadays, festival means just enjoy Madi. Right? So we have forgotten the spirit behind that ritual. Right? And so it is no more spiritual. It is just a ritual. It is just focusing on the externals only. There is hardly any internal contemplation. So celebration without contemplation, is of no use. So whenever there has to be celebration, right, there has to be some contemplation. There has to be some introspection. That's where we uplift ourselves. We empower ourselves. Right? We get the blessings of the Lord and His devotees. Are we aligned so far? Yes. So whenever we talk about the festival, right, the question that we should ask really is not that, which pandal you done or which kind of a party you had done, right? But have we really upgraded ourselves? Have we upgraded our consciousness or not? That is the right question to ask. Okay, so as we proceed further, there's a very beautiful section in Bhagavad Gita, as for 16th chapter. It really talks about two kinds of personalities that the Lord has created. What are they? Divine and demoniac, right? So this is the structure of this chapter, 16th chapter. You remember the second chapter we had on some acronym. What is that? Gita, right? So we call the 16th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita as a dog. Why it is dog? It talks about the divine and demoniac personalities. And then it really talks about the opinions, outlooks, and options God has given to decide, whether we follow a divine path or a demoniac path. And also, Lord Krishna tells Arjuna that what are the options he will tell to the demoniac personalities. Right? So what he says? Dvau bhutau sargo lokesmin daivasura evacha daiva vistarasa prakta asuram pathame shrunu. He says that there are two kinds of created beings. One is divine, another is demoniac. Right? So what is the divine and demoniac? Demoniac means they have big hairs, big mustache. What else? Some have 10 heads. Or what else? Big teeth. Huh? Big horns. Or what else? Who is a demon? Who is a demon? Sorry? Who do harm to others? Or who else do you think? Yes? Anybody else? Who is a divine and who is a demoniac? Huh? What do you are? Like, who are we? We are divine or demoniac?
Both actually.
We are both. Okay. Okay. But how is there any parameter that we can say, because whatever we do, we have a checklist. Right? Now, what do you think? Who are we? Is there any checklist? What is the parameter? Is there any parameter? How do you know if a person is divine or a demoniac? Any thoughts? So one person. Please raise your hand. By actions. No intoxication. Okay, last time we talked about, right? Like, how do you respond? Right? If there is a hacked piece or electric eel or that, right? Explosive ant or a tortoise, right? Because you are what is within, right? If somebody is really tempted you with some temptations, right? What really comes out suddenly? If you crush an orange, what comes? Orange juice. If you crush mango, what comes? Mango juice. And if you crush neem leaves, what comes? Neem leaves. And if somebody crushes you, what comes? So it does. What does it mean? What is within you? Right? So लोग बोलते हैं ना कि मेरे को गुस्सा आता है हमको गुस्सा नहीं आता हम खुद गुस्सा करते हैं गुस्सा like the anger is also a choice, right? This anger is a choice. It's not like something automatically it comes from somewhere, right? We make a conscious decision to be angry, right? So okay, let's kind of proceed further. What is the characteristics? Maybe our Acharya Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, he gives a very nice story. So he says that one time, the Lord was very happy, right? And he organized, big parties, right? Invited, one room for all the demons and one room for the divine personalities. And there is a big feast for both rooms, opulent feast. And also he had given, spoon also to eat. And but the spoons, these are very extraordinary. They are really long spoons. And the demons, they were kind of trying to eat it, but they were not able to eat it. They were trying, various things in a various ways. Somebody was giving some jams. So, no, you have to hold it like this. Somebody was saying, hold it like this. But none of them, really able to eat anything. Though they were seeing so opulent, delicious, sumptuous feast, but they were able to eat it. Right? And the other room, they saw the divine personalities. They're the same feast, same table, and all the divine personality they were sitting, and but they were releasing the feast. How? They had also the same big spoons, right? Yeah, repeating each other. Right? The happiness, right? Like if somebody is trying to get out of his own, right? No, we cannot get it. The true happiness is by serving others. Right? Once you serve others, then automatically, we also get. Right? This is the one of the difference, right? Yeah. So as you said, right? Yeah, the the difference is not really about the externals. Yeah, the difference is in the internals. Right? Of course, earlier the demoniac and divine personalities, they were maybe staying in different planets in maybe Satya Yuga. Or maybe in the Treta Yuga, they were staying maybe in different countries like Lanka and Ayodhya. Or maybe in Dwapar Yuga, you can say they were staying in different cities like Hastinapur and maybe Indraprastha. And in Kali Yuga, they are staying in same heart. Both, as some of you said, that yes, it is also just like there are these two dogs we already talked about. These two dogs, they are there in our heart. Good dog and bad dog. And they are always pulling each other. It's divine and demoniac. And who wins? Who wins? Most of the times? Why? Yes, because we fear the most the demoniac dog within us. Because the more we feed, the more it gets stronger. And next time it barks, we have to listen to it. But then, once we start neglecting, that and that demoniac dog, then it's a matter of time, right? That demoniac dog will get silent, and your good dog, or the divine personalities within us, get more and more stronger. So, can it happen that we don't do anything, and our divine personality within us will grow? No, we just life goes on like this. What is the point of doing something? Right? We expect our children to grow up, to learn, to do something, to go through a training process. Right? But have we any time, right, thought of like educating our consciousness, improving our consciousness, improving our values? Anytime? No, right? We are not willing to pay the price, right, to evolve ourselves, to transform ourselves, to evolve our consciousness. Yeah, that's how we need to really first of all understand. And this is there in 16th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, very much in detail, right? What is the difference between this divine and demoniac personality? So it's not in the external once again, it is within us, within internally. What is our objective? Our objective is a bhoga vritti or seva vritti. Bhoga means it is for my enjoyment. It is for me. Like you see that everywhere we go, right? What is in it for me? Even they say, right? What is in it for me? If something really helps me, then I want to contribute. I want to be there. If I am considered as the best, I'll contribute to it. Right? But if I'm not considered the best, I'll just ignore it. Right? Or their focus is on demoniac personality. They focus more on the rights. Oh, this is my right. No, please ensure that you give me this right. But the divine personality, they focus on the responsibilities. They focus on the instructions that is coming from the scriptures. And demoniac personality, they don't follow the scriptures. They don't follow the higher authority. And this is one more important personality. Whenever Devatas had any problem, they used to go to Kirsagar. They used to go to Brahma. They used to go to some authority for any solution. But nowadays, I can solve all my problems. DIY. Search Google. And all the solutions are there. And we don't approach any authority. We don't follow any expert. We think that yes, I know the best. I am the best, and I whatever I want to do, I will be doing. But I have done is the best. And yes, they are always in bondage. So, that's why you always say, please repeat after me if you agree with it. रावण हमारे मन में है, राम अभी भी वन में है. Do you agree? Just repeat it. Right? Yes. These demoniac tendencies are still with us. Though every year we are celebrating Dasahara or Ram Leela, or we celebrate Ram Navami, or we celebrate all these festivals, but still all these demoniac tendencies are deep within our heart. Isn't it? How many of you feel? Huh? Okay, only few. Right? Yes, this is a matter of contemplation. This is an introspection that we need to think that, right? How am I really behaving, responding or reacting to any situation, right? Then we can really understand, am I really the divine or demoniac? So then, in the same chapter of Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna talks about there are three biggest enemies. The biggest enemy is not the religion, but the religion or the scripture talks about these are the three enemies, right? Because once you put ignorance and money, leads to corruption. If ignorance and religion, it becomes to terrorism or fanaticism, right? But then once you put the scripture in the right perspective, here scripture is telling everywhere there are two kinds of people, divine and demoniac. Right? And it's really up to us to recognize, right? Maybe we might be doing so-called religious activities, but at the same time we are in completely in ignorance. You have to really understand, right? Am I doing whatever, right? Is it because of my lust, anger, greed, and kam, krodha, lobha, moha, mada, matsarya? Is it all that I'm doing it to keep it me in the center, or I want to really please the Lord? Right? Because we hear that. Right? If you want to love God, we have to love all His living entities. Right? And if you want to love living entities, we have to love the Lord. And it's a mutual exclusive. It's not either or. Right? So here, Lord Krishna talks about, okay, you might be thinking, oh, there are so many anarthas out there are so many demoniac tendencies out there. Out of them, these three are most dangerous enemies. Because most of the times we don't know who is the enemy. They come as just five, right? And we think they are the friend. Right? How many of you Trojan horse or Trojan, like some of you might have heard this Greek story, right? Like how that horse came as a kind of it's a very beautiful toy, right? And then they were really outfoxed because there were a lot of soldiers were there and they devastated the army. Right? Similarly, we need to really understand these are the three enemies, the most powerful enemies. What are they? Please repeat after me. Trividham narakastedam dvaram nasanam kama krodha tatha lobha tasmat etatrayam tyaje. What are these? Kama, krodha, lobha. This lust, anger, and greed. These are the three enemies that will always take us towards the hell. So, as a sane person, we should really give up these three. Right? And you might think that, okay, three is also tough. Can you just give one most powerful enemy? What is that out of these three? Last time we discussed, right? What was where it started? The anger from where it started? Yes, kama, that attachment, right? Because that attachment, right? Once it is satisfied, it goes into the greed, the lobha, right? Once you become attached to something and it gets fulfilled, then you need more, dil mange more, right? Then it becomes greed, then it becomes lobha, right? But if most of the cases, if it doesn't get fulfilled, right? You want something from the spouse, you want something from the employer, you want something from the children. If they don't fulfill, what happens? Krodha. So understand? So what is the main reason now? Kama. Kama. That's a lust. Lust. Yes, in a very gross sense, lust is also kind of, the carnal desire, we say, right? But, the lust is means the propensity to enjoy. That everybody, all around, everybody is there, I'm just a kind of, they're okay, what I can really gain from him, right? That exactly is the lust, right? And this lust, the Mahasana, Mahapapa, be the enemy Vairina. Lord Krishna sings to Arjuna, this is the most powerful enemy. What is that? The lust, right? And the personification of lust is Ravan, right? His desire was always, wherever he was going, oh, the Rambha, or the Vedavati, oh, Mother Sita, like, or he going to Lord Shiva's place or nothing, wherever he was going, oh, I want to enjoy. Right? What is our mood? Right? Always, whatever we see, I want to grab, I want to enjoy, I want, this all is for me. I, me, and mine. This is the whole purpose of my life. Then I'm not different than Ravan. Because Ravan means, wherever he was going, he was saying, Ravan is my name. To make others cry is my fame. Because, right, you cannot be happy, right? Or you cannot make others also happy if you are always keeping yourself in the center, right? So if you are making others cry, if that is your fame, then Ravan is your, is it clear? So please don't think that, Ram killed Ravan in Treta Yuga and there is no Ravan nowadays. Right? We see whatever is happening all around. Right? It's all because of the Ravan mentality within us. Right? Yes, now whatever we are going to discuss, right? These are the two extremes. One is black, another is white. Right? And it's a demoniac and it's a divine. But it might not happen, or it will not happen, I would say, for most of us, that we will directly move from this demoniac to divine. Oh, I have started, going to this Gita class. Oh, I have started, this chanting of this Mahamantra, on that instantaneously, I become a divine. Is it possible? No. We have to go through a journey. That's why we call it journey of self-development, journey of improvement. Right? And between that, we have to go through so many gray areas. Right? And that's where you need that patience, you need that determination to go from black to white. Is it clear? Can you go directly from black to white? No. Like if you go deeper and deeper, you'll see that there will be gray areas. Right? During that gray areas, right? You have to just consistently, sometimes you might think that, oh, I'm not moving. Just like, you're going in a flight. Once you, take off or once you land, you can realize it. But once it's really, just on the flight mode, you might not realize also, oh, I have started coming to 1 week, 2 weeks, or 4 weeks, or even 4 months, or even 4 years also sometimes, or even 40 years also for that matter. Right? No, if I think that, oh, I'm not progressing, is it true? Right? But then we need to really look back ourselves. We need to reflect ourselves. At least in these two, have I really increased my Bhoga Vritti or Kama Vritti or Seva Vritti? Right? Have I become more and more attached to enjoy or to serve? Right? So, and is it possible? Is it possible within this lifetime to transform from this black to white, to transform from this demoniac to divine? Is it possible? Huh? Yes, yes. Who is the perfect example? Yes, that's a very nice. We'll be discussing now. Right? So, who is the perfect example? Huh? All of you know this. How many of you know this story? Most of you, right? Right? How Dasyu Ratnakar, who is this compiler and writer of this Ramayana, right? Because of Valmiki only, we have this beautiful scripture, Ramayana. which is there in all over the world. You go to any part of the world also, people talk about Ramayana, the beautiful characters. But we say every saint has a past and every sinner has a future. And even Valmiki also had a past. And what was that past? He was a Dasyu. He was really you can say a dacoit, right? Who was really even not hesitant to even kill Narad Muni, right? But then a guru, he understands that yes, everybody has an opportunity. You see how in the Ramayana also, Lord didn't disqualify anyone, right? Yes, I might be unqualified. I might be unqualified. I might not have any qualification to bhakti. I might not have any qualification to approach Lord Ram, like a monkey. Monkey, what a characteristics monkey is. Right? But Lord said, "Oh, you are a monkey, or you are a squirrel. Go away." Did Lord Ram said that? No. Lord never disqualified even an unqualified person. Please remember this. Like just remember this line, because most of the times, once we think that, oh, I'm good for nothing. Oh, I cannot do anything. People go into depression and suicidal thoughts and so on, because they think that, no, I don't have any qualities. And what Lord is saying that your unqualification is a qualification to approach me. Right? Right? And that's what. Do you remember any example from Ramayana who was, completely, outcast, was completely thrown out, but the Lord Ram delivered? Huh? Savary, very good example. Savary, she was outcast. She was outcast. She was really not really, regarded as a saint. She was serving, of course, the rishis and the Matanga rishis and so on. Right? But she was completely outcast. But at the same time, she had the peasants. Any other example? Sugriva also, yes, very good example. Right? And he was really thrown out of the kingdom. Right? He was misunderstood by his brother. But then Lord recognized his potency. And not only Lord, his devotees, Hanumanji also served him as a servant. Right? Any other example? Vibhishan, yes. Vibhishan was completely misunderstood by Ravan. Right? But then Lord accepted Vibhishan. Who else? Very good example. What is that Ahalya example? Like, yes, she was cursed by Gautam Rishi, right? Because of accidentally on chastity, right? It was not right by choice, right? But accidentally, somehow, she didn't know that, and she fell into trap, and then, she went into that, and then she was cursed. She became a stone. Can anybody realize that? With no emotions, nothing, and you are there, for your entire lifetime, right? It's a stone, right? And then what happened? Lord Ram just touched with his lotus feet. Once, as soon as the dust of Lord Ram touched that stone, what happened? Yes, Ahalya came out with her divine form. So yes, Lord does not disqualify anyone. It's a very hope-giving statement to all of us. That's why Lord is saying that you cannot be hopeless at any point of time. You might be helpless. Yes, what? I might be helpless, but I should not be hopeless at any point of time in front of the Lord. And it really gives that hope. Whatever difficult moments you might be going through, it really gives that hope. It gives that ray of hope that yes, Lord is there, his devotees are there to take care of me. Right? And some might be thinking that, oh, this is the Dasyu Ratnakar story, how this Ratnakar transformed from the Dasyu to a scholar and a devotee of the Lord. That was maybe Treta Yoga. Can you tell something which happened recently? Right? Any example? Any examples? Yes, we have seen so many hippies of the West who didn't have any culture, right? They became topmost Vaishnavas. We heard in the first class itself, right? How there was this big pen who was really living in a very, destitute, in a very very, even you cannot think of the place, the way he was living in, so much intoxicated and so on. But then he became a topmost scholar. Right? And one time, one drug landlord, right? And he was really being chased by police. He was going everywhere. He could not find where to go. And then he saw that there was a Sankirtan party, Hare Krishna Sankirtan party going on. And there was a big party, and he just kind of went in between. And as soon as the Sankirtan party went into the temple, he also followed. And somehow police were chasing, and they could not find. And also they didn't think it is appropriate to go to the temple. And but this person came, and he started following what all the devotees were doing. He was also trying to wake up in the morning, trying to attend some programs, and trying to sit in the class. And just a matter of time, his heart got completely transformed. And then he approached the temple president. And because his heart got changed now, he said, "Do you know who am I?" And this temple president thought that, oh, I think you have really understood our Gita course. Who am I? You will talk about I am the soul. Okay, very good. You are talking that I am the soul. No. You don't know who am I, right? Yes, nobody knows who am I. We are the kind of a spirit soul. No, right? I am the drug addict, and I am the kind of a drug peddler. This is what I was doing. And then this temple president said, "Oh, but what are you doing it here?" First of all, okay, now I see that you have transformed. You're doing so many sevas here. But first of all, go and surrender to the police. And he went to the police, he surrendered it. And then, of course, the police also realized that he is a transformed person. He gave some token of punishment, and then he kind of, he left. They left him. Right? There are so many stories, right? You cannot believe there is one Mataji, right? Her name is Aladini Mataji. She would be kind of going through so much of austerities, right? Of course, everybody, all these Westerners, they would be coming from a very fallen background. But then, right, once they got in touch, with a sadhu like Narad Muni, like Prabhupada, their life got completely transformed. Right? One time, these devotees, they were distributing books led by this Aladini Mataji, right? And nowadays you see that once you do some program or do some activities here in India itself, it is so difficult. And forget about 50 years back in the West and so on, where they didn't have any idea about what is this Sanatana Dharma and Hindu Dharma and so on. Because in India itself, they are about eradicate, right? What will happen, in the West, right? They were kind of, no, you cannot distribute any books, you cannot do anything. And then she said, okay, this is the Gaur-Nitai, they are their lordships. They have told us to distribute it, and we are distributing it. These are the dolls, because some of the religion, they don't understand that the deities that we are talking about, they are no different than the Lord, right? But they don't understand. They say, no, these are dolls. How they can really say that? No, you have to go to jail. If you want to take us to jail, no, you have to take these two also to the jail. Right? They took the deities also into the jail. Right? And this devotee who was into the jail, she started preaching all the inmates that please chant this Hare Nameva Kevalam, chant this sweet name Madhuram Madhure Vyapi, chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. I heard so sweet, voice, so sweet, persuasion, and everybody started chanting, in the prison itself. And this jailer thought, what is happening? Right? Like how a devotee, it doesn't really matter for him or her, right? Whichever place it is. What exactly means, okay, how can I really serve the Lord? Right? And that is the difference between the lust and the love. Right? What we talked about, the Ravan represent lust. Lust means just a propensity to enjoy. And love means I can do anything for the pleasure of the Lord. Right? Pleasure of the Lord is the objective, is the purpose. That is the objective of Hanuman. That is the objective of Lakshman. That is the objective of Bharat. That is the objective of Sugriva, and all the personalities. Right? So you really need to understand. Like in our Chaitanya Charitamrita says that if you consider this lust is like a junk iron, and this iron, like the gold, is really love. Two completely different things, right? It's a kama prema, right? The prema, the love of Godhead, right? is really the pure. The kama is really the lust. Right? And how we see that, all the hippies were so much addicted and to intoxication, to illicit sex, and to drinking and everything. They had got completely transformed. They left everything and they dedicated everything. Right? They were millionaires. Right? They dedicated everything now later only for the pleasure of the Lord sex. Right? So yes, it really depends on our choice. Okay, now let's move forward here. Ramayana talks about, three cultures, three kinds of people. We talked about divine and demoniac, and in between there is also one more. So the Ayodhya represents what is called Sanskriti, the true spiritual culture. The other side, the Lanka, which is Vikruti, which is the society of the vultures. That this fly high, they have a lot of opulence, like all the celebrities, right? Right? Why? Why? They really always, look down upon everybody. They always kind of, they were so much focused on their body. They always so much focused on, okay, how can I really enjoy, from everyone and from every situation. That is the culture of Vikruti. That's a vulture culture. And then in between is the Kiskindhya. That is, the Prakriti. That is a nature, right? Sometimes, yes, as all of we said, sometimes we are divine in the association of devotees, and sometimes we are demoniac, right? In the association of demons, right? And it's a nature is to really forget. Sometimes, like we all of us know that how Sugriva, right? He came in touch with Lord Ram, and of course, he was thinking that, oh, I have also lost my kingdom. You have lost your kingdom, and let's be friends. Both of us are same only. And but he didn't know that, like, we are really talking about, it's not a human relation, it's a human divine relationship, right? And after he made the friendship, then he came back and he was really chilling because he told that, okay, this is the Chaturmasya happening, this is the rainy season, we cannot go for searching Mother Sita, and we are, we have to wait for 4 months. And what Lord Ram was doing, he was waiting. How many have been to Hampi? Hampi, yes, Hampi. A very beautiful place, of course. Historically, also is the Vijayanagara kingdom. You see beautiful, empire, right? But at the same time, there is a place called Malyavant Parvat. How many have you been to Malyavant Parvat? Only Prabhuji has gone there. Yes, right. Now it is there near Hampi. Of course, you know that Hampi is also the birthplace of Lord Hanumanji. And a little bit, from that place, there's a place called Malyavant Parvat. This is the place where Lord Ram stayed for 4 months. 4 months he stayed, right, in just a cave. And one time, along with thousands and thousands of devotees, right, we had gone for a yatra. Yes, all of us should really visit our spiritual places. During the vacation time, it's not that we should go only to, Goa, to Maldives or Mauritius and to enjoy Madi. But we should really, go to the spiritual places to understand our nature. We are there in this yatra, and thousands, we are around 6,000 devotees, going and climbing that mountain. And all the devotees were getting restless, right? Oh, it's so long journey. We have to wait so long. And then one of our senior devotee was there, and he said, "Do you know how long Lord Ram had stayed and patiently waited? How long? 4 months." And so we heard that Lord Ram even waited for 4 months. Then we became so silent. We became so rejuvenated. And that, because most of the times, today's culture is instant idli, instant food, instant coffee, right? Everything, right? Just do it. Now you get the baby also in the speed of email, right? Just I want delivery right now, right? But we have really lost, right, this value of presence. Of course, it doesn't mean the complacent. That's another extreme. right? Because we have to always, understand. But then we really understood that how Lord was really waiting and how Sugriva had forgotten, his duty to serve Lord Ram, right? And then, of course, Lord Ram sent Lakshman to remind Sugriva. So once Sugriva understood it, he came back once again, to serve Lord Ram. Yes, it is the nature to really forget. But in Ayodhya, what is the culture? All the personalities, their only focus is to please Lord Ram. Okay. Any personalities that you remember who really represents this Sanskriti? Because as we said that all of you already know Ramayana, would like to hear from you. Like, who are those kind of selfless, devotees who really served selflessly? Bharat, yes. Lakshman, okay. Who else? Sorry? How many of you know Urmila? Prabhuji talked about Urmila. Okay. So, what is the selfless service Urmila did? She slept. Okay. Alright. When, like Mother Sita went with Lord Ram, Urmila also could have followed Lakshman as well, isn't it? No, isn't her, selfish desire that she wanted to be in the kingdom rather than going to the forest? You know, why Urmila didn't follow Lakshman? Anybody knows? So this is a very, very deep understanding. What is it? Lakshman is not going because of the compulsion, because of the order of Dasharath. He's going to accompany, to serve Lord Ram. Is it clear? Lakshman is going to serve Lord Ram. And of course, Mother Sita, also as a Dharma Patni, she is accompanying Lord Ram to serve Lord Ram. But if Urmila also would have followed Lakshman, her thought would be to serve Lakshman, her husband. And at that point in time, it could have obstructed Lakshman's service to Lord Ram. So she thought that, okay, my service is to stay away from Lakshman so that he can serve Lord Ram. Even staying away also is a service. You're getting the point? Because most of the times we don't know that how we can serve. Because it's not that by being proximity to somebody, only we can serve. By staying away also we can serve. That you see, can so deep understanding that our scriptures, our acharya gives. Because most of the times we don't understand the scriptures as it is. We just say that, oh, why Lord Ram banished Mother Sita, why Lord Ram right killed Bali. There's so many questions we ask. But we never try to understand genuinely from the right person what is the right understanding of that one. So we'll ask you that question sometime later. But before that, let's go to Ayodhya. We have something. Okay, so this is a pastime. We are talking about Sanskriti here. Here, all the four boys, Ram, Lakshman, Bharat, Shatrugna, they have grown up. And as they getting older, right? Of course, Lord, since they don't never become old, right? And at that point of time, Dasharath started thinking that, oh, my kids are growing up, maybe it was time for them to get married. And as soon as he was thinking and consulting his ministers, one guard started running and coming to him and said, oh, king, there is a very angry says, that is king. And, please, do something. He said, who is he? He says, he says Vishwamitra. And then when I heard Vishwamitra, and everybody kind of started pulling to the gate and really brought Vishwamitra to the court. And like the Dasharath started kind of offering all his obeisances, all the paraphernalia to him. "Oh saints, please let us know how can we serve you." And then Swamitra said, "Are you sure you are going to serve me? Do you really promise?" "Yes, no, I promise you that I will serve you. But before that, let me ask you two things." He asked two beautiful questions, right? Vishwamitra asked two beautiful questions to King Dasara. And there's a lot of lessons we can really learn from that. What is the first question he asked? He asked, "Have you conquered all your enemies? Are all your enemies are under your jurisdiction? They are submissive." So what does it mean? Not only the external enemies, but also the internal enemies. Are they are under your control or not? That is the first question we should ask ourselves. That all our enemies, not only the enemies outside, but the most powerful enemy is within us. Are they also in control? And the second question he asked, that have you appropriately performing your duties to your society, to your citizens, and to the God? So everybody also has a two responsibilities. One is called horizontal responsibility and vertical responsibilities. Horizontal responsibilities is to our family members, to our children, to our the job or whatever we are doing it. What do you call is that? That functional responsibilities, and then the fundamental responsibility or the vertical responsibilities. That is towards the Supreme Lord, towards the spiritual master, to our acharyas. That is our vertical responsibilities. So we should really have a strong relationship with the Lord to really help our horizontal responsibility. And our horizontal responsibility also should be developed in such a way that it can strengthen our vertical responsibility. That's how we should really build our life. That's what King Vishwamitra, King like Dasarath was being told or instructed by Vishwamitra. And then, of course, we know this pastime that how Dasarath, he was initially thinking that, oh no, my kids are so young, if you want right to defeat these demons like Tadaka and Subahu and Maricha, I can come because I have been ruling for 60,000 years. I have so huge army, and I can come to defeat them. But my kids, they're so young. He's my son Ram is Rajiva Lochana. As Rajiva means, right? Like as soon as the sun sets, my son's eyes also get set. He sleeps, and then Vishwamitra is saying, yes, he's Rajiva Lochana. Rajiva Lochana means, he's like sun, right? As soon as he opens his eyes, right? All the demons get annihilated. Right? They're using the same word, what are the different meanings, right? And of course, Dasarath was very attached to his sons. He was not really willing. But then Vishwamitra got angry, and then he said, if you don't agree with me, you ask, Vasishtha. Because yes, in the past we had some difficulty, some difference of opinion, right? Some of you might have heard that past time, the fight between Vasishtha and Vishwamitra. That was the past. But now in this context, definitely when Vasishtha also will agree that, Ram has to really accompany me to kill the demons. Right? And Vasishtha said, yes, King Dasarath, Vishwamitra is right. You should really have, let your sons, go with him so that, you don't know how Vishwamitra is so powerful. And not only, Lord Ram will go and kill the demons, but also Vishwamitra will also empower, right, Lord Ram with, more and more knowledge and more weapons. And all of us know that how, Lord Ram and Lakshman, they accompanied Vishwamitra. And as a small child, Ram and Lakshman, they were asking so many questions to Vishwamitra, and he answered them. And of course, finally, they killed this Subahu and Tadaka, and Maricha really went away. And on the way, we talked about this Ahalya story, right? And so many things happened. And finally, they came to a place called Mithila, right? And that's where what happens? Like Janak Maharaj would be really planning for the marriage of Mother Sita, right? And but Janak Maharaj had seen that earlier, that how Mother Sita, she's extraordinary. She's not in like any other lady, right? One time, all the girls, along with Mother Sita, they were thinking that, oh, we have to bring some flowers and fruit to offer. But they are really up above the tree. How can you really get those fruits and flowers? So Mother Sita, what she did, she said there's a big bow. This big bow was Sivadhanus, which was really carried by 5,000 grown-up soldiers and 500 bulls. Right? And Mother Sita went and she picked that Dhanus in her left hand and she plucked that flowers and fruits and she kept it. And when the ministers they saw that Mother Sita she was really carrying that Sivadhanus so effortlessly, they got heart attack and they approached Janak Maharaj and said, "Do you know this is what happened?" And Janak Maharaj said, "No, are you really on your sense that this is what really happened?" Right? And then they said, "Yes, that is true." And then Janak Maharaj said, then we have to really get Mother Sita married to the right persons, right? Otherwise, if it's like a Lukka person, what will happen if she tries to embrace? Right? And that's where we really organized that and Sivadhanus ceremony where the right person will come to that Sivadhanus, right? And as we all of us know that so many people came and they could not lift uh, that Dhanus, that bow. But Lord Ram came and he effortlessly, right, with the instructions of Vishwamitra, brought it up. And as he was about to do it, he really also broke it, right? And uh, that's what he did it with the instructions of Vishwamitra, right? But then, right, at that point of time, Janak Maharaj came that, oh, so wonderful, so powerful you are. And now you marry my daughter. Lord Ram said, no, no, Vishwamitra had told me, just to see the bow and I just broke it, right? But then for getting married, I have to take permission of my parents. Like, at that point in time, Mother Sita recognizes, how Lord Ram, he's so controlled, right? Like otherwise, thinking that, oh, now somebody is really offering me his daughter. Now let me get married as soon as possible. Right now, right? Like now, how he was a like Maryada Purushottam, right? He was thinking that how I have to take permission of my parents. And then, of course, when Dasarath Maharaj came with a big procession, it is said that the procession was so long that by the time some of the members in that procession reached Mithila, the last person was still in Ayodhya. It was such a long procession, right? And they came all forward. They did a wonderful ceremony, right? And once there was this Paramala was happening, and Mother Sita was really approaching Lord Ram to offer the garlands. But Lord Ram is a Kshatriya. How can he really bow down? Right? And then Lakshman realized, what can I do? How can I really serve at this moment? He touched Lord Ram's lotus feet. And as soon as Lord Ram bent, what happened? Mother Sita offered the garlands. Right? So there are so many beautiful pastimes that how, right, his devotees, Lord Ram's devotees, are always there, how can we serve, Lord Ram? But as expected, Lord Ram and Mother Sita have come to this material world to serve some purpose. They have come to really, take out the demons, from this earthly planet. And they realize that this cannot happen in Ayodhya. And through this pastime of mantra, right, they really went to forest. But at that point, they didn't ask, right? Why? We have to go to the forest. No, we are supposed to be coronated, as the king of Ayodhya. But they just followed the father's instruction. And Lord Ram said to Kaikeyi that, oh mother, it would have told us directly, it would have followed. Why? No, you had to do that, through our father. But how we know that how Dasarath he could not tolerate the separation of Lord Ram, and it's just a matter of time he left his body. And all of us know that how Lakshman and Mother Sita they really also followed, right? Even though they were not supposed to, and they were not instructed, they were not ordered to go with Ram, but their own also purpose is to really serve the Lord Ram. And some point of time later, we'll talk about this Ram Bharat Milap, that is there. And Nandigram, how many of you have been to Nandigram? Still you can see the deities of Ram and Bharat, how they're hugging each other, and beautiful conversation. And how Bharat was, giving everything to Lord Ram, and Lord Ram is giving everything to Bharat. And this is the ideal brotherhood that we can see from the scriptures. And how Bharat, in spite of so much of request, he could not persuade Lord Ram, but he really brought this Paduka of Lord Ram. And it is mentioned that when Bharat came to Nandigram, right, he also had the same attire as Lord Ram, not only externally, right, but also internally. He was really completely dedicating everything, to Lord Ram's Paduka. Even he was not sleeping on the ground. He had made a, what's a pit, and he was sleeping there. Oh, my young elder brother is sleeping on the ground. I have to sleep below the ground. He was saying that, oh, my brother is really, eating some fruits and fruits. No, I cannot even dare to eat fruits and fruits. No, he was, is mentioned, he was eating barley soaked with cow urine, right? That was the kind of an austerity. He would go early in the morning to Sarayu River, which is so cold, right? So that nobody will kind of blame him, nobody will kind of chastise him. Oh, you are the reason behind Lord Ram's exile. He would go early in the morning, to take bath. So he was doing so much of austerity, only for pleasing Lord Ram, right? And then all of us know that how Lord Ram went inside that Dandakaranya forest, and the personification of lust. There are two personifications of lust in Ramayana. One is Surpanakha, the other is Ravan. So first, how Surpanakha came and to enjoy once again the Lord Ram, right? So either you want to enjoy Lord Ram or you want to enjoy Lord Ram's energy, like Mother Sita. Right here also in this pastime, of course, Mother Sita is always never separated from Lord Ram. But through this pastime, they are really showing us that as soon as our attention is diverted from Lord Ram, right? As soon as we think that our we get really happy by that deer, right? There are so many, right? So-called attractive things all around. But once you get really attracted to it, then we lose our attraction for the Supreme Lord. So the distraction means alternative attraction, right? Alternative attraction from the Lord, right? And as soon as there's a very beautiful pastime. There is so much to learn, that how a jiva, right, should be always in the mood to follow the instructions of Lord Ram and his spiritual master, in this case is Lakshman. That somehow Rasita represents as a jiva, right? And because of the distraction, she had to be carried, she had to be kidnapped by Ravan. But during that process, we see that there was this Jatayu. How many of you know that Jatayu? He was a friend of Dasarath, right? And he didn't know, he was not thinking that, oh, I'm a really old man, what can I do? Right? He was saying that, okay, I'm an old man, but still, I am not a dead man. Still I have a life. I can really serve Lord Ram at this point of time still. So all of us know that he was serving Lord Ram till his last breath. He really attacked Ravan with his talons, with his beaks. But then he was old and he was really completely defeated and completely brutally injured by Ravan. But all of us know that pastime, that even though he was so-called unsuccessful, he was failed in his endeavor. But it is mentioned that at the moment, right, Ravan was really kidnapping Mother Sita and he was really about to take to Lanka. That moment, Ravan, because he was a really sage, he was a pandit, was thinking that if I really take it that moment, Mother Sita will not return. Right? But then Jatayu purposefully he delayed that moment. He delayed that muhurta, as mentioned. So that, right, Mother Sita will come back again. And also, right, he acted as an instrument to convey the news of Mother Sita to Lord Ram. Right? And when Lord Ram came with Lakshman, searching for Mother Sita. I saw that this injured bird, and I initially thought that maybe this is the bird who has really, devoured the goddess of fortune, Mother Sita, and he was about to shoot this Jatayu. Like, how do you feel? You serve somebody, and then somebody really misunderstands you, right? But then, see, Jatayu was chanting Ram, Ram, Ram at that moment. And then when Lord Ram approached, the Jatayu understood that Jatayu has sacrificed his life, right, for his pleasure. And then, though he could not do the final rites for his father, but now he is doing the final rites for this so-called animal, right? For this Jatayu, right? So yes, this is the contrast of a divine and demoniac person. We already talked about Ravan, how whole his life, he was going all around to, collect the curses, from Rambha, from Nandi, from Vedavati, because he was trying to capture what he was not supposed to do, right? But the devotees of the Lord, their whole life is to collect the blessings, from everybody, right? How Ravan, he was so arrogant that he was not able to listen to anybody, not to his brother, not to any of his well-wishers, right? And even though his brother was a Vibhishan, right? He was trying to tell him that what is right and wrong, but he didn't listen, and he, started, to expel, Vibhishan, and then Vibhishan approached Lord Ram, right? And Vibhishan not only came alone, he came with, his four, associates as well. So if somehow or other, right, we might not have qualification, but if you are following a devotee, right, you also get the center of Lord Ram, right? And here, once Vibhishan approached Lord Ram, Lord asked everybody that, what do you think? What do you think? Should you really give the center to Vibhishan? Everybody was saying that, oh, how can you really trust Vibhishan? He's a brother of a demon. Like, he has come here to understand our war strategy and to really defeat us. Right? Everybody, Sugriva and Jambavan, everybody, they had their own opinions. But finally, Hanuman said, yes, once I had gone to search for Mother Sita, I have seen in the house of Vibhishan, he was always chanting your name, Ram, 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 Ram. And do you know what happened? Once he was chanting Ram, 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 when Ravan came to Vibhishan's house, and he saw that everywhere it is written Ram, 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 and Ravan got really enraged. How dare you, in my kingdom, you are chanting Lord Ram's name, right? And then Vibhishan said, no, this Ram means Ravan Mandadari, Ravan Mandadari. A devotee is also very intelligent. It said that Krishna je bhaje se vada chatur. Right? But anyway, so Ravan, of course, he was always envious and hateful towards Vibhishan, and then Vibhishan came to take center of Lord Ram. And this is a very, very beautiful verse, and I would request all of you to please chant with me. Sakradeva prapannayo tavasmiti chayachate avayam sarvadebhyo dadami etat vratam mama. So Lord is saying, after hearing all the opinions from everybody, he's saying that, oh, my dear friends, please remember this. If somebody once comes and tells me, Tava Asmi, I'm yours, then it is my vow that I will protect you. Right? This is also so hope-giving. So once we have to say what? Oh Lord, I am yours. We are so hesitant. Yes, we should open our heart while we chant our Lord's name. At any point of time, because Lord is a Sakradeva. Sakradeva means even once. If you go in front of the Lord and say, oh Lord, I am yours. Sakradeva. And then the Lord says, Tadami etat pratam. Pratam. God is saying, this is my vow. This is my promise that I will take care of. Right? So we have to approach the Lord so sincerely, seriously, strongly that, oh Lord, once we approach the Lord, we should have these qualities. What is something called akinchanatvam? That it's not that, I have so many things, right? And at the same time, you are one of my another thing. No, I don't have any other possessions. You are my only possessions. Yeah, you are my only center, right? And also Ananyatam. It's not that I have to go so many places. I'm also coming to you. No, you are my only center. And also Saralata. With simple heart, right? Ananyatvam, Akinchanatam, Saralata. Once you go with Lord, with these qualities, Lord will accept us. Just like He accepted Vibhishan and also His four associates. Okay, so okay, so and there of course this beautiful pastimes goes on, and of course there's at the end there's a fight, and let's quickly also kill Ravan. Right, so all of us know this pastime, how there are so many beautiful incidents happened, and Lord Hanumanji helped. Lord Ram gave opportunity to Hanumanji to serve him in many ways. At the same time, when there was a fighting was happening between Ram and Ravan, right? And all the demons, they were getting killed, and not to demoralize the demons, what Ravan was doing, he was taking all the demoniac dead bodies into the ocean and he was throwing them. But then every day, Lord Ram, though of course he's the Supreme Lord, still he was praying to all the devatas, let all my monkeys, all my associates, be healthy and and strong, and they live for forever, even if they are like somehow injured. Please give them the energy, right? So, what is the mood of Ravan? Like use and throw, right? Like, okay, oh, demon friends, as long as you are helping me, I really care for you. As long as you are dead, throw them into the ocean. Okay? This is a whole society of use and throw culture. But the Lord Ram's principle is, just care and share. Like, it doesn't matter. I am there to serve you. I am there to help you. Right? It's not that that as long as you are serving me, that I'm your friend. If you're not serving me, I'm not your friend. No, that's the mood of Lord Ram. That how at the end of this battle, right, all the monkeys they got life, they rejuvenated, and not only that, once the war was over, Ravan got killed. Right, all these monkeys they were very morose. They were thinking that oh no, now Lord Ram will go to Ayodhya. What will happen to us? And then Lord Ram said, no, no, you also can come with me to Ayodhya. And then Mother Sita saying, but what about their wife and their children? Right? And then as Lord Krishna was, Lord Ram was really flying to the Kiskindya, said, okay, don't worry, we'll make a stopover, in Kiskindya, and we'll onboard all the, all the wives and children, So Lord Ram was saying, do you know how much time, all the ladies take for makeup? Because my brother, Bharat is really waiting. If you don't really reach on time, he will kill himself. And then I said, no, don't worry, my Lord, we'll send Hanumanji so that he goes in advance and he really takes care of Bharat. At the same time, let's give time for the ladies to get ready and to really get on board so that we can go. Right? Yes, there are so many beautiful lessons that we can really learn, from this, that how Lord is always grateful to his devotees. So when there was a Patta Abhisekam happening, and right, Lord Ram and Mother Sita, they were sitting in this big round, right, and everybody was really putting kumkum, and they were putting flowers and so on. And then Mother Sita, she saw that this red color, right, and she started crying. Why she started crying? That reminded her of the blood of Jatayu. And she, at that point of time, she started remembering Jatayu and really glorified Jatayu in front of all the Ayodhya Vasis. That how we do remember that, how Lord remembers and always reciprocates, whatever little we do. So it's important for all of us to always value to do the right things, right? And to follow doing the right things always at every point of time. Okay, so we are running out of time. Do you have any questions or comments before we proceed? Any questions, comments? Anybody would like to share? So yes, as we are going forward to understand the demoniac nature within us, You should have the discrimination power to choose the right, and not only to choose the right, to pick the values, then the valuables, to pick that the virtues or the vices, right? And not only do that, we have to follow it. We have to imbibe in our heart. We have to now imbibe in our son. And not only we have to do it once, we have to do it every day, right? Yes. With that, this is a very beautiful verse in Bhagavad Gita, and Lord is saying that somehow or other, how can we really get rid of all our anarthas, all our bad habits? Right? It's giving a very beautiful principle. We have to cultivate good habits. Please repeat after me. Visaya vinivartante niraharasya dehinam rasavarjam rasopyasya padrustva nivartate. Lord Krishna is telling Arjuna that we can really get rid of all our anarthas within our heart by cultivating positive qualities, by cultivating higher taste, by creating alternative thoughts. Like maybe you can give a simple example, right? Let's say if you want to wake up early in the morning, right? How you do it? You create some alternative positive engagement. Oh, every day, I ensure that I walk in the morning for half an hour. Right? Oh, you don't want to be angry. What is the positive, alternative quality we have? Okay, I start kind of, feeling compassion. Right? Last time somebody asked, oh, I really get angry. Right? But then we really understand, like if the baby in the womb, right? He or she kind of started throwing his or her leg in the womb. Mother gets angry. No, right? Feels compassion. Oh, she feels happy. Oh, my child is so active, so energetic. Right? It's like we develop that mood of compassion that yes, somehow or other, like as we discussed last time, he's going through some emotions, he's going through some difficulty, he's having some disease. Right? At that point of time, a diseased person has to be cared, not really thrown out. Right? If somebody is really saying. So how always, whatever the bad qualities or bad habits we have, we should really think, how can I really positively engage my mind? How can I really positively engage my senses? Because like that's why you say, पहले छोड़ना नहीं है, पहले जोड़ने का है. Right? First of all, we have to connect to the Lord. We have to connect with some positive alternative engagements. Right? Because most of the times also, right, we give another very gross example that we bring our kids, kids mobile छोड़ो, gadget छोड़ो, ये मत करो, वो मत करो. Always, mothers always, the buzzword is a na, right? But we tell the parents, don't do this na. Give them positive engagements, right? If the child is really holding a knife, give him a gulab jamun so that he will throw that knife and he will hold a gulab jamun, right? Give some beautiful positive engagements, whatever they really like, engage them positively, right? So at the same time, like there's a very beautiful story we hear, in this Mahabharata. There is a nice story. This is of Bakasur. You heard that Bakasur, how the Pandavas, they were in the Rekha Chakra. And there was this demon was there, Bakasur. He was really, devouring all the human beings in that village. And in that village, they had a pact with the demon that every day we'll send one person, right? And but don't come and they will devastate our village. And then one time, right, this Pandavas led by Mother Kunti, they were staying in one house, and that was the as a part of the rotation, right? It is their duty to send one person, and Mother Kunti thought that oh, this host is really very morose today. What should we do? They asked, what is the problem? No, we have to send our one member from our family to Bakasur as a breakfast. Right? And then Mother Kunti said, don't worry, I have 5 sons, I'll send one son. Right? And then, are you sure? No, yes, they are not ordinary, and especially I'll send my son. Who is that? Him, right? And him, once he got that opportunity that I have to carry all the fruits and foods meant for Bakasur. He was so happy that I was fasting for so many days. At least I'll get some food now. So as he was carrying the cart to the demon, what he was doing, he was really eating. And by the time he reached that forest where Bakasur was there, and it was completely empty. But then one Bakasur saw that, its cart is full empty and the one person is really had completely eaten. And then he started really, kicking him. What he was doing, in the one hand, he was still eating, and one hand he was really throwing and kicking him. Right? And all of us know what happened to the Bakasur later. But it's a very beautiful lesson we learned that, we should positively engage ourselves. Right? At the same time, we have to kick all the bad habits. So we cannot continue to keep all the bad habits also within us. Right? At the same time, we should positively feed ourselves. So today, I thought that let's kind of do a quick exercise. So we'll not do a quiz, objective quiz. We'll do a subjective quiz. Let's kind of go in a journey, right? And let's try to kind of develop some positive habits, positive qualities within us. But before that, let's kind of identify, right, which are the areas we need to polish ourselves, fine tune ourselves. Kind of all of you, just identify one bad thing that you would really like to stop, right? It could be anything. You can take, either you don't want to get angry, or you want to wake up early in the morning, or you want to be on time in the office, right? What some bad habits that you have, that you identify that, and not only identify it, but most of the times, if you want to really change, you want to get rid of your demoniac propensity, right? That vices, then you have to understand also why you are trying to do it, right? What is the problem if you continue to do that, right? Like sometimes we get angry with the children, we do this or that, right? We start reacting to a situation, in just a jiffy, right? So why? What is the consequence of all that? Right? How it is really affecting your relationship, how it is really affecting your family, how it is really affecting you in the long run, right? Try to find out why you are doing it. But in the third step, try to find some positive alternative, right? What else you can do, right? What else you can, how else you can really change your life so that you can really get rid of those vices. And then you also very clear that what is the rationale for this positive change that you want to develop within you, right? And not only that, because whatever you want to do, definitely there will be obstacles, there will be challenges, there will be options, and how determined you are to follow that good practice that you are starting. Is it clear? These 5 steps? Okay. So now I will request all of you. I'm giving you in a form. Okay. So I guess all of you are in this our Gita course group, or you can do this also. You can scan it here as well. I'm sending it in the group. All of you can just fill this form. Okay, I believe all of you have received this message. Just spend a couple of minutes, because we always say that, yes, it should not be just some gyan, some information. There has to be some application, there has to be some contemplation, and there has to be some revelation, there has to be some prayer that, yes, we want to change, we want to do something for ourselves. Yes. Yes. You're not in the group? Okay. So what you can do, you can just scan here, go to your Google Lens. Google Lens, and you scan it. Anybody is not there in our Gita course group, you can scan it and you join our Gita course group. Okay. So now for today, you can just scan this one also. Just go into this Google form. Okay. So please, I would request everybody, all of you, to please spend some time, and really, all of you, please spend some time and really identify one, because we are in this journey. We have to get rid of our bad habits. We have to develop positive habits. Okay. Okay, I would request. So no need to hurry. Please spend a couple of minutes. I have already received from Lakshmikant, Satyanarayan, Swarnamakisi. Okay, another 2 minutes. From Nitesh Kumar, Raksita, Labuta Rai. Thank you very much. Ranjan, Lucia, thank you. Balaji is Balaji. So maybe you wanted to write in a shortcut like I'm your God, right? So might sound like I'm your God, I'm the God. So what we are trying to say, oh Lord, I'm yours, right? That's what we wanted to say. Because usually the English, the way you want to read it and become very difficult as well. Okay. Okay, so this one question, why we get attracted more towards demonia? Yes, just read it. Yes, we already know the answer. Yeah? Because the more and more we are getting, feeding the demoniac propensity, it's really up to us how what kind of an association we are staying in. We are staying in a contagious association. We will be also prone to the diseases. We have to stay in a situation where the good thoughts and that kind of really come out of us. Yes. How to stay focused and away from the lust. This is the Nissan. So it's a very nice, I would say, formula. You can get rid of the lust by dust. Okay, what? Can you repeat? You can get rid of the lust by dust. Dust means dust of the lotus feet of the Lord. How do you get the lotus feet of the? How get the dust from the lotus feet of the Lord? By following His instructions. That is one meaning. The second thing, D-U-S-T. D stands for determination. Right? Yes, I know that the lust is really not good for me. How I should have the right understanding. That the price that I am paying is too huge to get the so meager price. The amount that I am paying to get that lust fulfilled is really huge, but the price that I get only a couple of seconds are very meager. I need to understand what is the price and what is the price. And once I understand that, right, I should surrender to the Lord. I should be connected to the Lord. Once I am connected to the higher taste, once I am connected for positive thinking, right? Once I'm surrendering to the Lord, then Lord will say that I will take care of you. To have that helpless attitude, and then we approach the Lord, right? And then the fourth thing is the training, right? Now it doesn't happen, right? Just by coming into program once or by just chanting once. And you have to go through a process, right? In the physics, how many you know physics? You have learned physics, but there is a sinusoidal curve, right? There is a sinusoidal curve. There is one amplitude and there is one frequency. You got it? There is one amplitude, is that the height of that cycle, right? That sinusoidal cycle, and there is a frequency, the number of cycles per second, right? As we follow the process with a determination, what will happen? Our height of anger, intensity of anger will reduce over a period of time. And our cycles per second, the times that we get angry also gets reduced. If we are getting angry maybe 5 times a day or 5 times a week, over a period of time, it will reduce. But don't think that directly go from black to white. It will take a process. You have to go through a process. Right? It will not go like this. Once you are in this, sinusoidal curve with the big waves, right? It doesn't happen that, next day it will be kind of very smooth. Right? Yes. Once we have the determination, once you have the right understanding, once you surrender to the Lord, and you go through the proper training, right? Proper process over a period of time, then you'll get rid of lust. Is it clear? D-U-S-T. Is it clear? Hare Krishna. Okay, thank you very much. So this is very, very important for all of us, right? Why we spend some time today is that whatever we want to do something, we have to write it down, right? And then we get the determination, we get that clarity of thought that yes, we want to do something. Because otherwise it remains here, and by the time we come out of the door, it evaporates. Right? You should keep it writing. You should keep it, within your heart so strongly. That's why, as you said, to get rid of the lust, the first letter is determination. And we should be convinced. How do we get the determination? Right? And this is a very beautiful verse, right? Which says that Tani sarvani samyamya yukta asita matpara vasayyasyantriyani tasya prakya pratisthita. You want to be really situated steadily, right? And to really get rid of this lust or this vices, right? All this demonic propensity. What Lord is saying, yukta asita matpara. You surrender to me. You come and take shelter of me. That yes, as Vibhishan, though he was coming from the demoniac background, right? But then once he took shelter, Lord took care of him. Right? So yes, we might be unqualified, but we are not disqualified. So yes, we might not have any qualifications to surrender to the Lord, but as soon as we surrender to the Lord, Lord will take care of us. And then our growth will start growing up, both materially, spiritually, holistically, will grow over a period of time. Okay, is it clear? Okay, so for your information, today we